Good morning, girls. I hope you had a great weekend and you get to see me first thing in the morning in living HD. Yes, I did get a new camera this weekend, and I'm a little concerned that y'all might think I'm really crazy for getting up this early and, looking the way I do in this HD light, but I hope you enjoyed today's message. Over the weekend I've been thinking about y'all a lot. And, I know we've been talking about taking a look at what our expectations are. But I have this feeling that we need to go a little deeper, and I think we need to look at something specific here, and I hope you'll join me as we do this. It's going to take a couple of days, I think, to get through this one as well. So here we go. The first thing I wanted to talk about here is what actually is peace. We talk about looking at our expectations and figuring out if that's where our peace is, but what really is peace? Do you know what it is? And I came up with this definition today, and we're going to work through it and make sure it's something that's biblical. But it's, for me right now, peace seems to be that when my Holy Spirit, that Spirit that lives in me, is content, that I am following on God's path. Well, for whatever that is, for the day, for the moment, or for the season I'm in, when I'm feeling that peace, I believe it's because the Holy Spirit within me is content. That yes, I'm listening to God, and yes, that I'm following with Him. But here's the thing. I got to thinking, okay, how do I get on that path? How do I know that I'm there? And a lot of you are struggling with that same question. The things that you've sent in to me are all about how do I know? How do I know my kids are going to be okay? How do I know things are going to work out okay? How do I know? And here's the thing. When we worry about it, we're walking off that path. When we trust that God will walk us through it, we can stay in it. But there's something else that goes along with that, and it's called wisdom. And the Bible is pretty clear about wisdom's power within us and the importance of wisdom. And I was looking through some things this morning, particularly Proverbs 8, because today is the 8th, and I try and read a Proverbs on the day. Not always, but I try. But one of the things that struck me today was this verse from Proverbs 8:19. She says, "My fruit is better than fine gold. What I yield surpasses choice silver." And I got to thinking, that fruit of the Spirit that we talk about, the fruit of wisdom, kind of go together. And if we're trying to have that love and joy and peace and patience and all the rest, wisdom has to be at the root of that, because how else will we know? And I looked at the side of my Bible, and I have that Women of Faith study Bible, and there's little notes on the side there, and it says this: even when we think we know how to rank our priorities properly, balancing them can be difficult. That's why we need wisdom so desperately, so we can have the insight to discern what's most important in a world of competing demands. And that's what caught me. We really need to have that wisdom. And I thought, well, how do we get it? And I was reminded immediately of the verse in James 1:5, and some of you may know it, and I'm going to turn to it here. But James 1:5 says this: "If any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. But when he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind." That's why, ladies, it's so important to begin our days with God, to ask Him for wisdom to make it through our day to the end, holding on to our peace the entire day. How else will we know? It all starts with that. And when we ask, we have to trust that He will answer us. His Bible is full of the promises that He will be there for us. We see example after example of people who have poured out their hearts to God, and He has surrounded them with His strength and His power and His knowledge, and they have been able to walk in His ways. Ladies, I want to encourage you this week to set a new goal, to start your day first by asking God for His wisdom to understand what to do each day. How much should you pour into your marriage? How much should you pour into your children? How much should you pour into yourself? How much should you pour into others? Ask Him and trust Him that what He puts in front of you, while it may not look what you thought it would look like, will be the right way. And seek to make that Holy Spirit within you content. And you'll know that when you feel that peace. Ladies, I'm praying for you, and I hope you have a great day. And I will include these verses in on our writing. Bye.